I don't know, I guess I was fortunate to find a pretty reliable recipe that I haven't had any real issues with. Most of the issues are me. No. Hello, we are going to make a double batch of dough for jalapeno cheddar loaves. I'm going to go in and start with 700 grams of warm filtered water. This is my standard recipe that has always worked out well for me, and I just double it. So 700 grams warm filtered water. I fed Eloise last night. She was here and there was a weird thing there, but she is ready to be used. And we're going to use 300 grams of her. Now 150. I'm so excited to be able to bake at home. It's so much more convenient. And I feel like people were trying not to bug me about making bread because they knew that I was having to make so many adjustments to haul everything over to my parents and use their oven, etc. So, all right, 300 grams of active starter. We're gonna get this off of our scale and mix it up into a nice and bubbly slurry here. All right, nice bubbly slurry that we have going on there. That is what we are looking for. And then we're gonna go in with 1,000 grams of bread flour. I'll just get this from Costco. And I did link this bowl in my storefront. I've had people ask about it because apparently it's hard to find these bowls that will hold 1,000 grams and a spoon of bread flour, but this one does. I think it's a 174 ounce option, just based on this being 11 inches. I did measure that. Okay, 1,000, perfect, on the dot. Now we're gonna mix this up into a shaggy dough. It's been you know, the fake spring weather where it starts to get a little bit warm and then it's cold again and then it's warm again. Well, it just got to be about 64 degrees and my assistant is very angry with me because I'm not allowing her to go run in a sprinkler outside in her swimsuit with the neighbors. Calm down. Just because it's not a frozen tundra doesn't mean we need to be in our bikini running outside in the water. Like, this is just now comfortable, tolerable weather. Go in with my hand here. I can hear her asking Alexa repeatedly what the temperature is, as if it's going to change my mind in some way. All right, I'm just gonna mix this up with my hand just to make sure everything is incorporated, and I'm not in the mood right now to deal with dough all over my hands. I know I don't make sense. All right, so I just want to get this nice and mixed up, everything cleaned up off the bottom of the bowl. I should have gotten a smaller size of gloves because these start to pull off of me here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cover this up with a damp towel. The shower caps I bought just do not fit this large of a bowl, and it stresses me out and makes me crappy, so I've just given up on that. We will cover that up with a damp tea towel and come back in 1 hour to add our salt and take our aliquot sample. Okay, we are back to add our 20 grams of salt here to our dough. Again, this is a double batch that we're working on, and these will both be for the same person who ordered a jalapeno cheddar, 2 jalapeno cheddar loaves. Get a little bit of water on my hand here, and I just want to get this salt mixed in and incorporated, and at the same time I'm kind of abusing my dough to build up some strength and tension. purpose of like our stretch and folds, but I just get more hands-on with it because I am adding that salt. And it feels kind of like gravel, very gritty. And I just like to get that all incorporated in our dough here. I've had a lot of comments of people on the other platform, the long form platform, that their dough just doesn't get the sheen on it. So I don't know. I do at this point every time to save myself my sanity and eliminate in having to guess is take the temperature of my dough. And what this is going to tell me is the percent rise that I should get based on where my dough is at right now. And at 70.2 degrees, we are going for a 75% rise, which means that we put 32 grams of dough in our sample portion. Is that 32? And I have this chart that I use pinned. It's the only pinned video that I have on my TikTok. All right. 32 grams, is that what I said? I don't remember, probably. Or double, what the heck am I thinking? I don't know. Probably making pretzels. 32 on the dot, look at that, perfect. Okay, it's gonna be a good day now. All right, we are gonna put that in our dough so that it's retaining or maintaining the temperature of the surrounding dough. When the dough hits the lid, that tells me that our proofing process is done and it's time to shape. But we will come back in 30 minutes for our second round of stretch and folds. All right, let's do our second round of stretch and folds here. Just gonna pick this up. Sorry, the kids are all outside playing today. It's so beautiful out now. It's like that perfect, you can have the windows open and be comfortable. All right, pick this up, stretch it, hold it. I'm just trying to work up some tension and gluten in the dough. It's already starting to kind of look a lot more cohesive, formed. Stretch and fold over. Sometimes this bigger dough is just harder to work, or it's easier to do this coil folds versus stretch and folds when you're dealing with a big old blob of double batch dough. Okay, we're gonna cover her up, come back in 30 minutes. We're gonna do our third round of stretch and folds really quick here. This is already looking really good. I might not even do a fourth round. We're already starting to get some bubbles in our dough. Do more coil folds so you can just see the bubbles as our dough ferments. Definitely has a lot of structure to it already, so we're gonna put that back and come back maybe in 30 minutes. I might just leave it and we'll just come back for shaping. We'll see. All right, we will do one more final round of stretch and folds here on our dough. You can start to see the bubbles forming for bulk fermentation. But I'll just do this final round here just mentally. That way I don't question myself later because I know me. I've lived with me for a long time. And I just know I'll question whether or not I should have done this last set. So we'll do some coil folds here. And with coil folds, you're really just picking it up, letting it kind of plop over, and then laying it back down. And then I go and rotate it and do it on the opposite side. That is good enough. Look how beautiful that dough is looking. There's a lot of bubbles happening through the fermentation process. Our aliquot has not moved at all. You can see all of that. We are waiting for that dough to hit the top of the lid here to tell us this is done fermenting. So we'll cover this back up and let it rest for the remainder. I'll just keep an eye on it over the next couple hours and then we'll come back and shape it.